Well, gang, here we are in a little tiny village again. Not quite as pleasant an experience as the last little village, to be honest with you. But anyway, and just giving you a little bit of a rundown as to this place. Quite large. And this here appears to be some contraption for getting water out of, well, a well, I suppose. There's a laundry there. You get the idea. Sand must be there for a good reason, I suppose. Anyway, here we go. There's a moo-moo over there. Some chicken behind me somewhere. There's another moo-moo somewhere. Saw two moo-moo earlier. Anyway, oh, there's some chicken over there. Well, it's a rooster. Rooster. And two of his babes. Anyway, bunch of hay around there. And they got quite a bit of ground actually. We were staying there. Wasn't the best place we've been to so far, to be honest, but they were a little bit packed actually. There were 7 French people here last night, 2 Swiss, and Lisa and I. And this is the back. No public transport from here. We're gonna have to hitch onto where we're going next. And when I say hitch, most of the time that involves actually paying a fee, like whatever the equivalent fee would be for, say, a bus, if the bus existed. That there is a squat. Now, I have been asked to sort of talk about squats, and I don't mean squat as in squatting, the verb, as people who live in properties that they do not, and it's just started raining, that they do not own and against the owner's permission, but nevertheless live in those properties or attempt to live in them anyway. Those are squatters, and that is called squatting. But this type of squatting is a little different. There is a, of course we can squat with our bodies, right? You know, we kind of squat down. And this is why this kind of thing ahead of me here is called a squat. There are squats and there are squats, and this is definitely a squat that is not such a nice one. Some of the squats, and I should say that a squat here is what one would use to relieve oneself. For men, of course, we don't have to use this sort of thing. We've got a big load of fields here, no problem. But for women, they do. And for a certain bodily functions, then males and females both have to, which is the situation I'm in right now, and it's just about to start raining. So I am going to talk about squats later. Maybe in the next video. If this rain would stop, let me give you a quick peek. Hope no one's in there. Doodle-doo. No one's in there? Ah, this one's got some way of locking it from the outside. They don't all have that. Okay. Okay, there you go. Now, can I take shelter in there? Some of them stink to high heaven. This one doesn't stink to high heaven, just stinks. Oh, yeah. Anyway, and some squats are very nice. There are some that actually have a flush, so after you do your thing, you can flush it all away. Others have a long drop, squat, or a short drop, and after one does one's thing, then it drops a certain distance, depending on, I guess, how deep the hole has been dug. So with the drop squats, well, the flush squats are fine, and you know, you just flush as normal, and some of them have been really nice actually. They've been, you know, tiled, and they've got little porcelain imprints where you kind of position your feet, and there might or might not be handles on either side, so you can grab hold of the handle to, you know, lower yourself into position or higher yourself back up again, and there may even be a light. This one, as you can see, has Sweet FA, just the basic kind of thing. So what you do is that you kind of position yourself over that hole, which is actually, this one's cut in the shape of a diamond. They might actually sometimes be a square. So you kind of position yourself over that and do your thing. And, you know, the stuff kind of drops down and of course that may take a second or two depending how far the drop is, and then you clean yourself up and wish to God that you never have to move to a country like this and use this sort of thing ever again, because they are pretty revolting. There are things that one can do to make life a little easier, like apparently if you're female, the thing to do is to definitely wear a dress. Males, if you're wearing shorts, or females I suppose, if you're wearing shorts or trousers, it's definitely a good idea to sort of to drop them down as far as they will go, to your ankles, because otherwise, if you don't, what could happen is that anything in your pockets might actually fall out of the pockets and take the long drop, and that's something that you definitely don't want to happen, particularly if it's your passport or wallet or something else, because if it does take the long drop, then, well, rather you than me as regards getting it back again, because that would be revolting beyond revolting task. So yeah, so if you've got anything in your pockets, it's best just to move them out. I mean, I've got zips on my most of my pockets anyway, so I'll just make sure that anything in those pockets is in the pockets that can be zipped, and the zip is used, and so nothing can fall out of those pockets. Otherwise that would be an absolute disaster. Anyway, and this is it. And Kathy, if you're listening to this, if you've survived this far, then God bless you. But this is what Lisa has to put up with. Now, I should say that they don't all have buckets or rubbish receptacles where you would actually put the paper. Sometimes they come with toilet rolls. Here we go. Here's a toilet roll here, and this is a typical toilet roll that you see in this sort of country. There is no core, and it's that kind of like horrible, rough kind of paper. This kind of like nice, soft stuff that we're used to. They do have it here. It's just more expensive, and I think all the places we've stayed in so far have this horrible stuff. Anyway, but some of these squats, they don't even have that, so you have to kind of bring your own. Now, in some countries, I should say, there may just be a bucket and water, and you use that bucket and water and your left hand to clean yourself up. I know this is gross, isn't it? But anyway, this one actually does have a rubbish bucket, and it does have loo roll, and anyway, you get the idea. Some people prefer this kind of thing. Oh, here we go. I'm not advertising here, but okay, here, baby wipes. Some people prefer them, so there's an option. Anyway, so this is I hate to say this, but this actually isn't as bad as it can get. Lisa was at one a few days ago that didn't even have a door on it. So tell you, you'd have to be really desperate to utilize that. But I suppose some people do. Anyway, the rain actually didn't really happen, fortunately. So goodbye to Mr. Squat. I hate you. Bye.